you gonna win?
It's the Orioles on Masson, and their road trip continues from Kansas City. We come to St. Pete, Florida. The Orioles and the Rays meeting for the second time this season. For the Orioles at home, they took the 2 games they got in against Tampa Bay earlier this year. The third one was rained out. Now here they are, second series against the Rays. They stay in the division. They welcome back Kevin Gausman to the mound, his first appearance this year for the Orioles. In order to get him on the roster, a very late decision made today. Ryan Flaherty was optioned out to AAA, so their multi-versatile infielder outfielder will not be with them for the game tonight. For Kevin Gausman, though, this is a big return. The hope is he will stay in the rotation. You see the numbers that he has put up for the Orioles in 2015 with that 4-7 record. Sporadic appearances, though he was up and down between the majors and the minors, never really got settled in. Minor league numbers, not a lot of games pitched, but they didn't expect he'd have a lot of games pitched because when he first was signed as an Oriole, they were already talking about having him in this starting rotation. So Jim Palmer, here he is. This is his chance to get in it and stay in it.
Well, he is, and I think, it's funny. Matt Silverman, who's the president of baseball operations for the Rays, said, "I really like that Gausman guy." I said, "Well, he was the number 4 pick in the draft, 4 years ago? They gave him $4 million plus arm, great splitter, still working on the breaking ball, curveball or slider." And he was talking to Gary about tonight. He said, the frustrating thing, you work all off season, you get yourself in the best shape you can be, and all of a sudden you just have one start. It was a B game in spring training. You have some stiffness, so overwhelming stuff. You can throw 93 to 99, and of course when he gives them a chance to win when he's on the mound, the one thing they have to do, which they didn't do last year, we saw that 4-7 record, score some runs, under 3 runs a game.
Well, the other side's a big start too. Chris Archer, who would have thought he would be struggling, trying to understand wwhat's going wrong, Jim? This has not been a good start at all.
Yeah, you really can't look at any one answer. So you can look at, this is last year going in. He's 9-4. He cruises. I don't know if you ever cruise, but he's cruising. 9-4 record, ERA, a little over 2 runs a game. And since then, 0-4 this year, 3-13. So the ERA is up, almost 3 runs a game. Batting average is up. Still's got a lot of strikeouts, Gary, and he's got 30 hits in 19 2/3 innings with 29 strikeouts. But against the Orioles in Baltimore, he does pitch better here. He gave up 4 home runs, equal opportunity, 2 sliders, 2 fastballs.
All right, we'll see whether or not he can get it done because he's got something to prove here tonight. For Kevin Gausman, obviously it's the hope for a good start to what will be a long run in the rotation. You like country music? Oh yeah, we got some for you when we come back. Yeehaw! Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by T-Mobile. Get Major League coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. Back here in St. Pete, a chance to talk with Brad Brock, not about himself, but about his lovely wife. She is a country and western singer. Not only a singer, but also a songwriter. Janae Cherry is her name. There's one of the albums. A new one's going to be coming out shortly. 7 songs on that one. Loves writing and recording. And we asked Brad, all right, talk about your first lady.
Yeah, she's been doing it now for, I think, 6, 7, maybe even 8 years. I'm not exactly sure how long she's been doing it, but she moved from Northern Illinois down to Nashville when she was 19, and she's been doing it ever since. She's it's like country pop, and she's pretty good.
Now she does both perform and write, correct?
Yeah, she does both. I think she really enjoys the writing part of it too, but she can also sing. So a lot of times with songwriters, they want to sing, they're just not the best at it. She's actually pretty good at both. So.
All right, do you get involved?
I don't. I'm out on the side. When a few years ago when she used to sing downtown Nashville a lot, I was the designated guitar carrier, so the case carrier. So that was my job, and I just kind of hung out in the back of the bars while she sang and stuff like that. So I stayed up as much as possible.
Same thing we do in baseball, is hang out at the back of bars. Yeah. Let me ask you, on the work that she does, does she ever come to you and say, what do you think?
I think she takes my opinion a little bit, but I don't really know how much she actually values it. She thinks I have a good voice when it comes to hearing like stuff that can possibly be popular. Okay. So she'll ask me like how the sound is, not necessarily about the words or whether it's a good song or not, but if I like the sound of it. So who knows?
Now, before you two met, were you a country fan of any kind?
I was not. In New Jersey, there wasn't too many country music stations growing up. So my first time in Nashville was the first time I really got exposed to country music, and obviously now I like it.
Brad, I love Nashville, and I love being down on the Strip where all the bars and things are, but the talent that is there in that city. Oh, yeah. If you just go from bar to bar, huh?
It's ridiculous. I mean, that's what, like, when you go down there, it's like you go into one bar, you're like, oh, man, that person's unbelievable. You go to the next one, I think they might be better than that one. It's just, the talent down there is unbelievable. It's unmatched anywhere.
You like country music now?
I like the new stuff. The old stuff I'm not a huge fan of, but the more new stuff I'm okay with.
Now be careful how you answer this. Your favorite country artist is?
Janae Cherry. Yeah, that's it. That's the only answer that would be the right one. So
good answer.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the great work as well coming out of the bullpen. You're pitching very confidently early here in the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hitting all the right notes, isn't he? You didn't have a cue card there.
He had the right answer on that one, didn't he? You don't want to mess that up.
I lost my husband to baseball.
That's on the new CD. All right, let's take a look here. Our BGE home game time temperature inside the Trop. Well, it's always 82 or somewhere around there. It's 78 outside and a little rain. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, and plumbing and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? Here's the starting lineup for the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest. Southwest, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Rickard, Machado, and Jones, Davis, Trumbo, and Waiters, Hardy, Alvarez, and Jonathan Scope. Some of the best numbers in his career have come against this ball club, Matt Wieters.
And take a look at Chris Archer, 27-year-old right-hander. So, last year 39% sliders, this year 38. Fastball anywhere from 92. He can hit 97 every once in a while. Occasional change, but fastball, slider, really the two best pitches. You can look at these numbers. Now, they've only scored 2 runs. That's a half a run a game in his 4 starts. So even if he had pitched well, he probably wouldn't have won. And then the other thing is you can see a lot of strikeouts, a lot of hits. Gave up 17 home runs already, 6 home runs this year in those 29 2/3 innings, or 19 2/3 innings. So again, a very talented young man. I always thought he kind of pitched with great stuff and a great attitude, because what did Bryce Harper said? Baseball's boring. This guy, I mean, like he said, I'm not tripping because I pitched bad 4 times, but there are a lot of other people that are.
Yeah, they are.
Because they don't expect this kind of start. And again, probably 2 games pitched pretty well. The other 2 games, not so good.
He said to the Tampa Bay Tribune last week, I have not had a slider yet this year. And he relies on that 2 different types of sliders in past years. And he says, I still don't have a feel for a slider. We'll see if he gets one tonight. And we are underway as the pitch is taken on the inside corner for a strike. Joey Rickard in that leadoff spot. The Orioles have faced Archer once before, and Rickard went 2 for 3 in the ball game at Camden Yards earlier this month.
See, yeah, that's exactly what you're talking about, Gary. I mean, first pitch is 94 right on his fist. The next one hung. Now, again, he missed it. But that's what I think everybody is kind of talking about. He said, I want to be more aggressive. I want to throw strike one. Kevin Cash, his manager, former catcher, said he's just behind everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just been a major struggle.
And there's Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, long time, 10th year actually that he's been with the Rays, so the 11th season.
Rickard will take that pitch. It will miss outside, and the count will go to 1-2.
Yeah, the slider is it's one of the great pitches, but it also goes a long way because it speeds up the bat. So when it's good, you can strike people out, double play ball.
And wanted to go, did he? They check it first, no. Ron Culpa, crew chief.
And these are really good sliders. The difference is it's just a little bit out. Does he hold up? They thought so, and he does.
That's one of those either way on the check swing. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Archer, defense pretty much straight up. Rickard goes after it. He's got it towards the gap, left center field. Jennings, Kiermaier. Jennings comes over and makes the catch.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get a ball in between those two guys because they can really go get him.
Home runs, 4 of them against Archer in that first meeting that he had against the Orioles. How about Manny Machado?
We talked. Here's Chris Davis first. He started it off, and then they would hit 3 home runs. Reimold, Scope, and Machado all in the 5th inning. So again, as we mentioned in the opening, 2 fastballs, 2 sliders. 2 of them hung nicely.
For Manny Machado, the hit streak ended yesterday as he took his first 0-for on the season. Did pick up a walk and a run scored, but had an 0-for-3 in the ball game. Still big numbers coming in here against Archer. 9 for 22 with a home run. A lot of Orioles in this lineup who have hit Chris Archer hard over the years. That ball down the line, a little late on it, at 96 miles an hour.
Take a look at their defense. Jennings hardly ever makes an error. Kiermaier, the platinum gold glove winner, in other words the best of the gold glove guys. Souza Jr., he can go get him. Longoria's won a couple of gold gloves. Miller, Forsythe, Pierce, we know Steve, former Oriole, and then Chris Alley doing the catching.
Manny Machado waiting the 0-2 delivery, comes after him, 1 up again at 96, and the count at 0-2 on Manny. Archer against the Orioles, along with a loss this season, has a 2-5 lifetime record in 10 career appearances, 9 as a starter. Against the Orioles. Here at the Trop against the O's, he is 1-2 in 6 starts with an ERA of 4.2. Nasty pitch down and in. Casali, the catcher, will make the play at first base on the strikeout.
Yeah, I think that's the point that not only Chris Archer made, but also his manager Kevin Cash. He said if you get ahead, you can throw that changeup at 91 in the dirt, and because he really sold it well, you get a hitter to chase. Just imagine if the count's not in your favor as a pitcher. He just kind of sniffs at this, doesn't even swing at it, but here he swings right through it. And the one thing about Chris Archer, even though he went 12-13 last year, he had 252 punch-outs.
Yeah, I mean, he's such record numbers of strikeouts. He's got stuff if he can throw it for strikes. We really have a matchup of 2 very different ball clubs here. It's an interesting 3-game set. The Orioles, of course, as you look at Adam Jones, have been a very patient team, applying the pressure on opposing pitchers by getting guys on base with walks. Foul back. The Orioles 11-6 coming in. Exactly the opposite for Tampa Bay. They have been a ball club that has become super aggressive at the plate this year. They swing at almost anything that's remotely close, and as a result are striking out a lot. Cash wanted his ball club to be aggressive, but they seem to have taken it down the road to an extreme almost. Swing and a miss. Good pitch located down to him.
So he's already established all 3 pitches here in the first. 97 with the fastball. Some good sliders that just missed, and then another changeup. 1 struck out Machado, and then 1 he pulled the string on Adam Jones.
Adam Jones, the one in the lineup who has not hit Archer. He is 2 for 22 off the Tampa Bay right-hander. 1-2 delivery to him, and that'll be up high. Archer, Jim noted it in our open about the struggle he's had. 0-7, ERA almost 6.5 in his last 10 starts. Just a phenomenal turnaround for a all-star pitcher. 2-2 delivery on the way, and he got him. Boy, he comes out in this inning looking pretty darn good. Retires the side in order. We'll take a look at the Tampa Bay lineup. Kevin Gausman to the mound. Order. Take a look at the Tampa Bay lineup. They are 8-10 coming into this ball game. Forsythe, Pearson, Longoria, Dickerson, Jennings, and Miller. Souza Jr., Kiermaier, and Casale. Steven Souza Jr. last 3 as a hot bat.
And Kevin Gausman, you can see a lot of fastballs. Why not? 2-seamers, 4-seamers. You know, the breaking ball. Still working on it. Never been able to master the slider, so he's gone to curveball. And then he's got 2 different changeups. One that kind of tumbles like a splitter change. That can be very effective in striking people out. So there you go. 42 starts. Archer has 98 starts. So 2 years older, but certainly more experience.
First appearance this year. Last start, he was in game 2 of a doubleheader last September 30 against Toronto. Gave up a run on 5 hits over 8 innings in that ball game, and he struck out a career high 10. That was the last start he made. And then, as Jim said, the stiffness in the shoulder right at the beginning of spring training, and now just getting back onto a rotation that needs some help. The Orioles rotation has got a 5.32 ERA. That's the second highest in the American League. Only the Red Sox have a higher starting rotation ERA. Gausman would like to help the cause out here by lowering that. Logan Forsythe leading it off, their second baseman. He's done well against Kevin Gausman, 4 for 5 with a home run, and he has started out well with an average over 300. He'll get it at the knees for a strike.
Yeah, Logan Forsythe proved with 52 extra base hits last year, 17 of them went out of the ballpark, 33 doubles. He's got a little bit of pop when he's healthy. Foot problems in San Diego, not the case last year. And there's kind of the almost like a curve to a slurve. Throws it over for a strike.
Gets the outside corner with us. Good location.
Well, Paul Newart doing the home plate umpiring, and it looks like he's going to have a fairly ample strike zone.
1-2 delivery on the way. That ball just chopped to first base. Davis is right there. He'll take it to the bag for the out.
Take a look at the Oriole defense here at the Trop, and it's a good one. Rickard, Jones, and Trumbo. That's the outfield. Infield that doesn't get a whole lot better. Machado, Hardy, Scope, Davis, and then Matt Wieters.
Here's Steve Pearce, the former Oriole. Ball club, as the Orioles did, the Tampa Bay team. It's taken a real great liking to him. He's a great teammate. Kevin Cash can't say enough about him or his teammates. He was 1 for 4 against the Orioles series in Baltimore this year. Takes the pitch inside for a ball. He is, of course, a versatile player, playing at first base in this ball game, which is really where he loves to play. And he was with the Orioles. We talked to them about that. Towering pop-up, towering, but it's going to miss all the speakers and all the walkways. Now can you catch it? The answer is yes. Hardy somehow able to keep an eye on that. And there are 2 down. Take a look at our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers.
Well, the Orioles, they hit with runners in scoring position. They hit the home runs. You can see the batting average, 131 points higher, slugging percentage, and then even pitched better. And that's how you, again, only 2 of the 3 games scheduled played because of rain.
Makeup will be coming. Orioles won 6-1 and 5-3 in those 2 ball games. Gausman get back to 83 miles an hour on Longoria and a pitch down and away. Evan, the 3 home runs, 9 RBIs so far. He has 6 hits and 18 at bats against Gausman, and one of those 6 hits a home run. Orioles shift the infield around. He goes the other way with it. That's going to be over near the bullpen area. Be careful over there. And it lands in that bullpen. Trumbo giving it a chase. Couldn't get there.
What was the temperature? 69. Well, it's going to get a little warmer. Archer throwing 97. That pitch was at 98. So obviously Kevin said he felt good.
He said the last start he had in rehab was the first time this year where he felt as though he was throwing freely and not holding anything back.
Well, you go to spring training, especially in this day and age. I mean, like Bob Gibson come out and throw the first pitch 100 to get rid of all the adhesions. It's a little different now. So again, he had hurt it at the second start in spring training. So it took a month off, the 3 minor league starts, and now probably feeling, as you mentioned, as good as he has.
Yep. 1-2 delivery on the way, and both these pitchers start out with clean 1-2-3 innings. Kevin Gausman get the strikeout. Kevin Gausman, welcome back to the rotation. Shorter from Preston, 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. You can play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/baseball.
It was actually, I think, Frank Shorter.
Frank Shorter.
Frank Shorter.
I was trying to remember. He was an Olympic star, right? An Olympian, I think.
I believe so.
Frank Shorter.
One of the better distance runner for the United States.
Yeah. Terry, we saw your name, and we were trying to remember the Olympian name Shorter. And the pitch is taken for a strike.
Well, if the Orioles hit another 4 home runs off of Archer, which doesn't appear to be easy the way he's throwing, he'll start running.
He'll be taller, not shorter. I tell you that right now. Chris Davis. Davis will take the pitch. He had a home run in that series against Tampa Bay. That was his 1 hit in 6 at-bats. He's had a 5 for 14 lifetime with a couple of home runs off Archer. Big shift on against him. This may be as deep as we've seen somebody play against Davis in right field. Forsythe is really out there. That's where Jonathan Scope usually plays when they're in the shift.
Well, you get the ball gets to you a little bit faster on the turf, but you better come get it if you're going to play that deep.
Yeah.
I mean, Scope can do it because he's got a cannon for an arm.
That's out there. You need a megaphone. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Chris, who's drawn a lot of walks.
Well, that's the home run ball right there. This time he missed it, though. Almost the identical pitch that he hit in the 2nd inning in Baltimore. And then the game would stay relatively close till he gave up the 3 home runs. Scope and Reimold and Machado in the 5th.
Chris will take it. Is there for a strike, and that's right at the knee.
Well, you're not looking for the changeup, so he's got what 3 strikeouts, and they're all on changeups tonight. You go, what's his best pitch? Well, fastball or slider. What's his 3rd best pitch? This one right here. And all he has to do, because of the guile and the fact he doesn't throw it, you can see good movement. He just gives up on it.
So he is pitching like he really means it. Chris going back just with a smile on his face, going, yeah, sure wasn't looking for that one. That ball up the middle and knocked him down. Whoa. You talk about a shot through the box, and Trumbo can do that. He delivers a single on the first pitch he sees. He's got a 10-game hit streak.
Yeah, when you throw in the middle of the plate to the big boys, and that's what Mark Trumbo is, you better be prepared. Great angle right here. And again, this is the turf. You end up probably about 54 feet from home plate, and then you start skipping rope. Dodging baseballs.
Wow.
Kevin Cash, the manager of the Rays, was saying it's just amazing with all the arms, especially coming out of the bullpen, and the hitters may be stronger than ever, how hard the ball does get hit. Perfect example right there.
Now here is Wieters, who has hit Archer hard, 6 for 18. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it off. Well, Scott Kuboff, standing around the cage during the Orioles batting practice, was looking around with going like, what is going on here? Scott was saying, I've never seen the ball travel like this in here. They were flying all over the place when the Orioles were taking BP. Some of the longest shots, BP or otherwise, we've ever seen. You don't expect that to change very much. You got the permanent roof on here. It was in BP. Trumbo hit one in center field above the wall. He hit it over the batter's eye wall into whatever that area is.
There.
Yeah, that area is up back there.
And it wasn't a rainbow.
It was not a rainbow.
Well, you should have seen Corey Dickerson, who's going to hit for the Rays. I mean, he's going out to left center, to left field, to dead center. And the ball, this is one of the only pitching parks in the American League East. You know, certainly not Yankee Stadium. But the Rays hit 5 home runs there yesterday.
No. How about that off the bat?
Yeah, there's 107. What the average major league velocity, 77 miles per hour. Well, there you go.
You wonder why Archer fell down?
Well, he just, you know,
No
sometimes,
wonder.
yes, you just want to get out of the way.
1-2 delivery on the way. Wieters goes upstairs on a 94 mile an hour. That's 4 strikeouts.
Well, he struck out. The high last year was 15, and he had 9 games of 10 or more. And he's kind of on track to do that tonight. The Orioles can be free swingers, power pitchers, especially with a pitcher getting all his 3 pitches over.
It's his 100th career appearance, 98th as a starter, and he has not, in the previous starts this year, looked like this early in the ball games. Pitch on the way for a strike. Hardy. J.J. Hardy, one of those who has hit Archer well. Big numbers. Davis, Hardy, Machado, and Scope. See the home runs here, 2 apiece for Davis and Hardy. Those are big averages. They've got a shift on against JJ, so he's got that second base hole open. Now with the count going up 0-2, Forsythe will move back over a bit the other side of second base.
Yeah, you become more defensive, and that's why it's really not dramatic. What, about 3 steps?
Yeah. 0-2 count, 2 down. Trumbo off first base. Archer using that high set.
Wow.
You'll come inside and you will get out of the way at 96.
Well, we were in Dallas. Doug Brocail, who came over as the pitching coach, said, when you're pitching inside, part of the body parts have to move. One of them, elbow, waist, knees, ankles.
Get out of there. And swing and a miss, and the tag is put on, and he's just mixing them up. 96-mile-an-hour fastballs and then changeups that are 20 miles an hour slower. And his manager may be right. We open up our Major League Notebook to the They Said It page. Kevin Cash, his manager, everything's good. It'll be a good start for him, a big start. He has talked about lack of pitch execution. He's been focused these last 4 days on getting that better. The thought is it'll translate tonight. So far.
Yeah, nothing will wake you up like starting out 0-4. And again, like I said, 4 games. This is his 5th. 2 he pitched pretty well. They've gotten him a half a run a game. And the other 2 he was horrible. 6 runs in each of them, and that's very unlike him.
Very. He had games against Toronto, the Orioles, which he gave up the 6 runs, 10 hits in 5 innings. Cleveland and then Boston. Those were the outings where he suffered the losses. Here is Corey Dickerson, their designated hitter. Dickerson will be followed by Jennings and Miller in the lineup against Kevin Gausman. Kevin's first pitch to short. Nice backhand stop. J.J. Hardy on the quick move gets the point of the glove from Chris Davis.
Yeah, you talked about how aggressive Tampa Bay can be. Dickerson, big, strong, got him from Colorado. But it's a little curveball, and he hits it sharply. And certainly not a conventional way, but obviously the way J.J. Hardy plays shortstop with his 3 gold gloves felt comfortable enough to backhand it.
Yep. Makes the play, and we may see a lot of this, which could really help Kevin Gausman in his first appearance with the Orioles this season. And what I'm talking about is the aggressiveness of this Tampa Bay lineup. I mean, Kevin's going to have to find his way through a little bit here, and if they're willing to go after pitchers aggressively, that may not be strikes.
Well, just think about it. It's kind of what Chris Archer's going through. If you don't throw the first pitch for a strike, most likely they're not going to swing at it. So again, the premise is trust your stuff. Gausman certainly has great stuff. Throw it over. Hope they'll put it in play. Stay out of the middle of the plate with the Oriole defense. A lot of good things can happen.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Jennings, who's got a 1 for 8 off Kevin Gausman. Pitch on the way will be just a little bit inside and low. Kevin's got a 2-3 mark lifetime against this Tampa Bay team. 6.16 ERA last season. He won a game, even though he had a high ERA of 7+ in 2 starts. against the Rays. 2-1. 2-2 rather.
Well, we get all these in numbers, but again, Tampa, Jennings back last year, had a knee problem. They went out and traded for Dickerson, Miller, got Steve Pearce, Logan Morrison, who's slumping 4 for 50 with 22 strikeouts, but trying to get better offensively.
Shattered bat, little bloop behind second base. That'll be handled easily by Jonathan Scope, and there are 2 down. Well, don't miss your final chance to earn exclusive orange carpet benefits with the Orioles full or partial season plan. Enjoy dramatic savings over the cost of single game tickets, and it is the best way with an exchange policy that is second to none around the majors. You can find out more about it at Orioles.com/season or 888-848-BIRD. Our favorite shirt follows the Orioles around ballpark to ballpark, city to city, nation to nation, and there it is again. And certainly for Florida, that is an appropriate shirt. Foul back, first ball going. That's Miller. No, Miller coming up. Brad Miller swinging away at it. Miller, you see, hitting just 115. 4 RBIs, shortstop. Gosman's pitch to him down low. Tampa Bay Rays are 13th in average and 11th in runs in the American League. They are 4th in home runs, and they've been hitting a lot of them lately. They've had 18 home runs in the last 17 games. 1-1 pitch on the way is outside.
Yeah, the amazing thing is the fact their inability, other than maybe yesterday, to score them in bunches. 3 runs or less in 13 of their 18 games.
Yep. Put on a show yesterday, home run wise. Gosman gets that one in at the knees, and the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, Kevin coming out throwing strikes.
And thrown in the mid-90s. Occasionally a little bit higher.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be fouled back.
Yeah, there's not much you can do other than what Brad Miller did at 98 on the black, down and away. They play him a couple of steps to left, which is exactly where he should play. In the air, on the ground, maybe pretty much straight away.
2-2 delivery. Miller down to third and foul, hacking to protect on a good pitch.
Yeah, and the problem at 2-2, if you throw him a breaking ball, you'd like to throw it under the zone. If he doesn't chase, then you go to 3-2. If you hang it, that's when you speed up the bat. Now they're going to come in. 7th
pitch of this at bat, and that'll be foul back as well. So Miller trying to hang in.
The one pitch we really have not seen, and again, it's only the 2nd inning, and that's the splitter change. Has not used it. Archer already with 5 strikeouts, and I believe all 5 of them came on changeups.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that one will come inside to him. So Miller able to work the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. Miller has struck out 18 times. Drawn only 4 walks in 52 at bats. 3-2 delivery by Gosman. That one will be lifted in the air, left center field. Jones going back, racing towards the middle, reaches out, cannot get it. Gets good help from Rickert, who will back it up, get it into the cutoff man. It'll be a double for Miller.
Well, that's what I was talking about. Young pitcher, he's late on your fastball, and he throws them back-to-back curveballs, and the second one hangs. So it's felt high. And as we mentioned, Brad Miller does have power. He hit 11 home runs last year, and he slices it into the gap. So the first runner in scoring position for either team tonight.
So Adam Jones, boy, thank goodness he's not hurt. He caught a cleat in that padding, actually tore it. Fortunately, he was under control running, so he was able to kind of hold his balance and pull his foot out without getting injured on that. So the runner at second base, Steven Souza Jr. will stand in. 4-game hit streak for him. Down to third base. That'll be played by Machado. Worm eater, and he's retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Pitchers on a roll early in the ball game. We've got a roof, and it's raining outside. Brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Inside the Trop, along with Jim Palmer, I'm Gary Thorne. Good pitching early in this ball game on both sides. Archer goes back out. He will face Alvarez, Scope, and Rickard at the top of the order. Pedro Alvarez trying to get out of that 0 for. He is in 0 for 14 right now, just needing a couple of hits to feel good about himself. Pitch on the way to him, and that one down the line. That may be one of them. It'll take a bounce into the corner. Jennings over to get it. Alvarez on his way to second, doing what he was practicing in BP today, taking it the other way.
Yeah, and then he gets a great pitch to hit. Bad combination for Chris Archer. You know, we talked about how are you 0-4 with an ERA over 7-run game. Check this hanging slider. Just filters back in the middle of the plate. And you get a feeling if you're a pitcher, whether you're Gausman or Archer, there's not going to be a lot of runs tonight. So Miller gets a hanging breaking ball. He doubles. Alvarez gets one, and he doubles.
Now the Orioles with a scoring chance. Their second hit, leadoff single. Archer retires only 62% of leadoff batters this year. Way down from his career numbers over 70. That one will be fouled away. Jonathan Scope going after it. Scope moving into the number 9 spot for this ball game. He had a couple of hits in the series against Tampa Bay. Went 2 for 6 with a home run and 2 RBIs. And he's got a chance for an RBI right here. Forsythe, second baseman, will hold Alvarez tight to the bag. As he's moved over on Jonathan Scope anyway, and Archer was checking on the count, asking home plate umpire Paul Nort what it was.
Well, he threw one pitch and he fouled it off.
Tough one.
That's what happens when you're 0-4. Your mind wanders.
Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way, and that ball's going to go to second, and that will be caught. Forsythe right where he needed to be.
Yeah, that's a bullet. Another ball in the middle of the plate, hit hard. So very fortunate for Chris Archer and the Rays.
The Orioles come into the game number 1 in the majors, 325 with runners in scoring position. Rickard fans out there, looks like that shirt was homemade, but well done. Yeah, we can see that. Next thing you know, we'll be giving it away at the ballpark. And here he is at the plate. Joey Rickard will take the pitch for a strike on the outside corner. The Orioles 325 with runners in scoring position, far and away the best number in the American League. Compare that to 261 Tampa Bay, and they are 3rd in the league. So Orioles well up on just about everybody else in this department. 0-1 count with 1 down. Archer. It'll be outside. Block made. Casale.
Yeah, nice block. Hard slider. Could have gotten by him. Now you like Jonathan Scope's approach of trying to hit the ball back up the middle. Just got unlucky. And now, of course, Rickard, it seems like every close pitch is a strike.
Yes, I mean, it is true.
Rule 5 guy, first year in the big leagues. If it's close to the corner, Paul Nart has a big strike zone. There's a changeup.
Went upstairs to get it. He's gone 4 for 11 this season with runners in scoring position. Archer trying to work his way around the leadoff double here in the 3rd inning. Taking a look around Alvarez, making sure he knows where Forsythe is. That second baseman is right behind him. Alvarez, second double with the Orioles.
Wow.
Pulled that one slightly.
Yeah, that's the one thing I noticed in spring training, Gary, for a young hitter. I mean, what do you have, about 80 at bats at AAA? Look how quick his bat is. He's trying to get a ball in, and of course you're trying to cover the whole rectangle of the strike zone. 2 strikes, that's what you have to do, and his bat can get pretty quick. But it also can cover the outside corner, which is not easy to do.
Delivery by Archer, and that'll be outside. Rickard was pumping a couple out of the ballpark during batting practice today. He's got some surprising power if you get it right in his wheelhouse. I mean, he's not trying to drive the ball for home runs, but if he gets an opportunity, he'll go after one. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Runner off second base. Gets him.
Well, there's a good slider. You know, he nibbled early, tried to come in. 2-2. This is how you strike people out. Sally moves to the corner, and that's where he throws it.
Those 6 strikeouts already.
Hey, you can see how tight that spin is, and the difficulty. The good slider, the bad one, actually, I mean, it's like kind of a washing machine. The good ones, you never really see the dot. And if you have good tilt, it not only slides away from you, but it can go down.
Here's where the Orioles have excelled. 2 outs in an inning, getting hits and getting hits with runners in scoring position with 2 out. They have had 58 2-out hits on the season, among the top 3 in the American League. Machado struck out first time up, down to third, short hop. Longoria's got it. He'll make the play, and that will do it. So a leadoff double is 4-0. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. Scoreless. The Blue Jays have won 5 out of 8 now, and they're going to be facing Miguel Gonzalez, the former Oriole, called up to start for the White Sox tonight against the Jays. For Boston, their closer Craig Kimbrel, some early problems. He's allowed 5 runs, 9 innings this season. Blew a save against the Astros yesterday. And the Yankees, 28th in Major League batting with a 194 with runners in scoring position. Yankees in last place in the division right now, 7-10.
Yeah, Miguel gave up a couple of doubles in the first and trails 2-1 for the White Sox up in Toronto.
Wish him well, except against the Orioles.
Oh,
I'm glad
great
he's
guy.
back up. Yep. Pitch will be taken by Kiermaier. Kevin Kiermaier hitting 8th, but a hot bat. He's got a 6-game hit streak going coming into this ball game, and he's hitting some extra base hits too. Fouls it back. Kiermaier has had an extra base hit each of the last 6, 4 doubles and 2 home runs. That happens to be the second longest streak right now in the majors. Yoenis Cespedes has had an extra base hit in 7 straight. 1-1 pitch on the way to him. Great pitch, jammed him.
Up and in at 97. Tough. That really tests your ability to get the bat head out. 97 up and in is about 100. You can add up 5 miles per hour, so that's like 102.
1-2 delivery.
And there's another
like
one.
102.
And the reason I say that, Gary, you have to hit the ball so far out in front of home plate. You know, if the ball's in the middle of the plate, it's probably 97. If it's away, ball travels a little bit farther. But up and in, the truth about velocity, SB Nation about a couple of summers ago kind of explained what velocity can do when you can locate. And that ball, you can see great life, tailing action.
Gosman's got a couple of strikeouts, retired all 3 leadoff batters. Foul back. Casale could not line that one up. Their catcher 0 for 10 coming into this ball game. He had a 1 for 3 against the Orioles in the 2 games they got to play out of that 3-game series at Camden Yards. 0-1 delivery to him will be taken down low.
Yeah, he's another one of the big guys. I told him, I said, you didn't look that big in the press guy. 36 at bats, 18 strikeouts. That home run against David Price.
1-1 delivery on the way to him, and we'll take the pitch away for a ball. The Gausman goes 2-1. Good start though for Kevin Gausman. 14 wins, 19 losses in his career. Now 25 years old. 2-1 delivery. Broken bat down the line. That'll be a foul ball. He just missed.
Yeah, he saw a hanging curveball and jumped all over it. Kind of wait and wait and wait. You ended up hitting it pretty close to your hands. You got to go get some new wood.
Casale will come back. Hank Conger, who's been doing a lot of catching for them, considered to be, I guess, the #1 catcher, but Casale's playing a lot and may play a lot as a defensive replacement, if you will, for a catcher late in games. Kevin Cash was talking about that yesterday. 2-2 delivery on the way, and the reason is Hank Conger can't throw anyone out.
Yeah.
And he went after it. So a called strike. Ron Calpa down at first base as he went around.
99-mile-per-hour fastball. Yeah, bat way out in front of home plate.
Waiters asking on plate umpire to go to first, and he did. They get the call. So there are 2 down, 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 in the ball game. That will bring up Forsythe, who grounded out his first time up. That should be taken outside for a ball.
Yeah, he was one of the 5 hitters, or actually 4 hitters. Souza Jr. hit 2 of the home runs, but he had a home run to right center field in Yankee Stadium yesterday.
They were pouncing on it at Yankee Stadium. That one down the line. Davis going over watching. That'll end up behind the bullpen seats and not a play.
Oh, Michael Pineda, and I know the feeling when you get into those times where you throw a lot of balls in the middle of the plate, your neck starts hurting because you keep jerking it, watching where they're going, and that's what he did. I mean, I know it sounds funny, but
yeah, wasn't funny for him. Huh?
No.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Gausman.
There's the changeup. First one of the night, I believe.
Close, but not quite. Pretty good looking pitch, though.
See, if you throw that same pitch with 2 strikes, he probably would have chased it. 1-1. He's still looking, probably fastball in the middle of the plate.
2-1 delivery to him. Went up a little bit at 98. Kevin throwing with some clear heat here regularly. That's a great sign for him because it's very effortless right now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Orioles in this 3-game set. Ubaldo Jimenez, Jake Odorizzi tomorrow, Chris Tillman, Matt Moore. Game 3. Got him. Just put it in a position where he could not hit it. Strikes the side out. 4 in the ball game. Our Honda do-ups. When we come back, Adam Jones, Chris Davis, Mark Trumbo. For hybrid, all-wheel drive and unexpected performance. Visit buyatoyota.com. Pitchers dominating here at the Trop with the Orioles and Rays combining for just 3 hits through the first 3 innings. The Orioles 0-2-0, Tampa Bay 0-1-0. And we'll see. The Orioles can try and find some way to get to Archer, or at least make him throw a few more pitches. Buford Wellington, the 4th, comes to the plate for the Orioles. Formerly Adam Jones. And a swing and a miss by Buford. Adam said he always wanted to be the formerly known as. So I said, well, what do you want for a name? He said, well, why don't we go with Buford Wellington the 4th? I said, okay. So there he is. Foul back.
Well, if he gets a couple of hits, his name's going to stay with him. Maybe even one.
Only he can come up. Only he can come up with that name.
Wellington. Yeah. He's got too much spare time on his hands.
So what about 1 through 3 Buford Wellingtons? So nobody knows them. They never did anything.
Does it really matter? I'm the 4th.
And the pitch will be taken outside. Davis and Trumbo to follow. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. Archer.
That's a tough autograph. That
is, isn't it?
Too long.
You have to shorten that thing up. Great stab made. Longoria is the on the bag. Yes. Headed to center field when he made that throw.
Yeah, thrown out by Nathan Bartholomew the 3rd. Right there. Well, he won 3 Gold Gloves. Actually, make it 2, and he says maybe I'll get another one. Nice play. Ball looked like, because it's a fast infield here, might get in. A lot of top spin. Certainly not going to slow down any. And he snares it.
And that was former Oriole Steve Pearce with the stretch at first base, and a good one. Here is Chris Davis. Davis, a strikeout victim his first time up. Archer's pitch to him, and that one's going to be foul back. For Chris, here in this ballpark, only a .213 lifetime average. He has had 10 home runs here. He's had a total of 23 in his career against Tampa Bay. They've got the shift on everywhere. The outfield's pulled over, playing into pull, as well as the infield. Inside out foul.
Now he's getting a little frustrated. The first pitch was pretty much like the one he hit out on Archer. That one maybe a little bit lower, but all he's got to do with his strength, drop like he did the other night in Kansas City, he dropped the bat on. The ball goes out.
Chris has had 5 homers in the last 8 games against the Rays, including one on that start against Archer. Archer goes outside with an 88, and it'll go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chris Archer up at 47 pitches. Archer on the season here in those 4 starts where he lost. He's not gone beyond 5 1/3 innings this year. Davis takes it, and it's there. 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, slider that just flat out fools him. Struck out on a changeup the first time. This slider's going to end up in the middle of the plate. Pretty much down Broadway, but again, it's just he's looking for something else, maybe something a little harder. Inside middle.
Archer had 12 strikeouts in that first start against Toronto. Against the Orioles in the game in Baltimore earlier, he had 5.
Well, how about that ratio? What, 35 strikes and now 14 balls. So he's serious about being more aggressive.
He is doing that. Here is Trumbo, base hit straight up the middle. It knocked Archer on his backside. Get out of the way. It's a good pitch down and away. That had some real good movement as Trumbo just kind of looks out like, not going to hit that.
I got a text from our longtime Oriole fan, Roy Firestone. Frank Shorter was an Olympic marathon runner.
That's what I thought. Yeah, great runner. 1-1 delivery on the way. Wow. Yikes.
Well, again, we told you how difficult if you're Kevin Gausman and you're throwing 97 and 99. Hit something up and in. Same thing applies at 96. You got to hit the ball so far out in front, and to do that, you got to have a very short swing. Trumbo has that, but the other thing he can do is throw that slider down and away. So in and out.
Archer with the 1-2. Trumbo goes after it, high in the air, very high to center. Kiermaier. He's got it. So another 1-2-3 inning. Orioles retired, and the 2 pitchers continue to dominate in the scoreless game.
Kevin Gausman, great to see him back. Really looks on form. You know, curveballs early on, 97 to get Kiermaier out right there. I mean, everybody's had a little problem. Great movement, great velocity. And then there's Chris Archer. Came in 0-4. You would never know it the way he's pitched tonight. Changeups, sliders, high fastballs. Weeder goes down. Rickard on the slider down and away. So again, two guys on a mission tonight not to give up runs.
Are they ever? Two real good starts tonight. Kevin Gausman back up on the mound. Kevin made 3 rehab starts. Class A. He was at Frederick, Bowie, and Norfolk. Not on any kind of a pitch count or whatever in this game. They'll just look and see how he feels. As Buck says, Tampa Bay will tell you how he's pitching.
Well, when you're pitching, you got to remember what happened the last time. And Steve Pearce hit a sky-high pop-up to Manny Machado at third. And he had a home run swing. So, you know, he's a middle of the plate hitter. If you go way away every once in a while, serve one to right, you'll live with that. But that center cut, that's where he really could do damage because he's a pull hitter. So just try to keep it out of that zone.
0-2 is a bouncer knocked down by Wieters. Longoria, Dickerson 2-3-4 in the Tampa Bay lineup. Their hit. Miller had a double in the second inning with 2 down and he was stranded. Orioles had a base hit in the second by Trumbo, stranded at first. Alvarez a leadoff double in the third and he was stranded at second base. 1 ball 2 strike count from Gausman. Kevin making him wait and a little too long.
Well, called for a breaking ball. Didn't want to throw that. Then Matt Wieters called for a fastball down and away. Didn't want to throw that. So let's see where they're going to go. Maybe a little changeup. Yeah, it was.
Yep.
Bottom
Came
dropped
inside.
out. Yeah.
He's really worked inside outside and down well here early in the ball game. 1 ball 2 strike count on Pearce. Steve getting the bats in against his former teammate now. He'll have a lot of them this season. 3 for 10 with a home run off the Orioles coming in. That one will be fouled off outside of third base. Again, if you joined us late decision announced by the Orioles that Ryan Flaherty would be the player sent down, assigned to Norfolk, and that was to make room for Kevin Gausman, who joins the Orioles off the DL to make this start.
Yeah, if you can get by without a utility guy because you're pitching, and you talked about it, ERA for the starters 5.32, averaging 5 innings a start, which is really not acceptable over the long course.
Little Buck Showalter, he's really all set except if something happened to Jonathan Scope. Second base would be a problem to fill tonight. The rest of it you can move people around and cover, but you lose your most versatile in Ryan Flaherty and your number 3 catcher. He was the emergency catcher. You know, that rarely comes into play, but he was that nevertheless.
Well, if you get an injury, you can bring him back before 10 days. So of course you don't want anybody to get hurt. Otherwise he's got to go down for 10 days and then you can bring him back.
1 ball 2 strike count. Pretty good battle here with Pearce leading it off, and Steve goes up the middle and he's got a base hit. He earned it. Just a tough at bat and finally just said, I'm going to take what you give me and lay it out there, and that is exactly what he did. Leadoff single here in the 4th inning. Well, voting is now open for the All-Star game at Orioles.com/voteorange. Cast your votes up to 35 times per mail address with a maximum of 5 votes in a 25-hour period. It's the All-Star game in San Diego this year. Your chance to cast your vote in orange. Go to Orioles.com/voteorange. And lots of possibilities. The All-Star game of the Orioles. Here's Evan Longoria. Strikeout victim, his first time up. Pretty good lead by Pearce at first. Longoria went around on that. Home plate umpire Paul Newart makes the call on him. Check swing.
Struck out on a nice breaking ball and did homer against Chris Tillman and the Orioles. Chris ended up pitching well that game. He just took a fastball down and in, and his bat, I've been reading all this stuff about his bat slowed down. He is a real good inside fastball hitter.
Still has the pop. 0-1 pitch on the way to him and a swing and a miss. 81 miles an hour, and Gausman gets ahead of him 0-2. Last year the lefties hit 227, right-handers hit 276 off Kevin Gausman, who worked on 112 innings last year.
Well, he didn't have that breaking ball last year.
Yep.
You know, he tried to throw both the slider and the curveball. Spring training said, I'm going to the hook.
0-2 delivery, runner on first, and got him to chase.
And then he throws it right there. You know, a lot of times you don't want to throw somebody 2 outs in the first inning, a curveball, because then he can adjust to it, but I'm not sure you can adjust to these. They're that good. I mean, perfectly located. If you're really living right, you would have got a double play ball out of that. That's how good it was.
So Pierce remains at first base. Strikeout number 5 for Kevin Gausman. And here is Dickerson. Infield will set at double play depth against Dickerson. Pierce edges off a little bit more at first base. Not going though. And the pitch is there for a strike.
Yeah, there's a good splitter change. Well, they got Corey Dickerson because when he's healthy, he's had some plantar fasciitis problems with the last couple of years, but he hits 300. I mean, he's got power. 23 home runs with the Rockies. Better there where the ball travels in on the road, but about 100 points higher. But he swings hard. And of course, they averaged under 4 runs a game last year. 3.75 here, which is a pitcher's park, and then about almost 4 1/4 on the road. They needed to get better offensively.
0-1 count to him. Dickerson will take it. Just how much of a slugger he is in the last 3 seasons. He is 4th in the majors in slugging. You're talking about Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, and Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, Matt Silverman, their president of baseball operations, said yes, we have him for 4 years, and Jake McGee, really good left-handed reliever, we have only had for 2.
1-1 delivery on the way, and that will be taken for a strike.
And when you're a small market team like the Rays, you got to be thinking about those things. You need more runs. If he stays healthy, he should be able to help him.
They've become a different looking team with the personnel that they're putting out there. They are going to start piling up some strikeouts with this aggressive offensive attack. 1-2 delivery upstairs at 97.
Well, it's the perfect storm if you're a hitter tonight. You got a big strike zone for Paul Nauert. You got 2 guys with blazing stuff tonight. A couple of change-ups down the way, and then try to hit 97 at the letters. Couldn't do it.
So both these pitchers getting their Ks. That's 6 for Gausman, 7 picked up by Archer in the ball game. And Tampa Bay still with Pierce at first base, but now 2 down. Desmond Jennings. Gausman's pitch to him popped up in the air outside of first. Davis will come over. Tampa Bay dugout, and no play. Strikeout wise for Tampa Bay, they are 12th out of the 15 teams in strikeouts. Orioles are in the middle of the pack at 7. Tampa Bay is really up.
How about the Blue Jays? America's greatest offense.
Yeah.
They're 14th. John Gibbons. Gibby says they're throwing my boys more breaking balls. Well, no kidding. They ran out of balls last year. They hit them so far.
Tired of watching them disappear. 0-1 count with 2 down. And that will be just a little bit low. Numbers again this season are up in strikeouts. I saw today the rate is now 8.1 strikeouts a ball game for both the American and National Leagues. 8.1. Last year it was 7.7. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. And that will just miss. 2 pitches close, not quite 2-1.
Well, that's the pitch right there that we've seen called, but this is what Major League Baseball wants to be called a ball. In other words, it has to be knee high, really the kneecap, not the little indentation under the knee. I'm not sure it really changed that much. It did on that pitch, but in general, no.
2-1 the count. Steve Pierce, longtime first base, won't be there anymore. Manny Machado, the running throw. That will retire Jennings. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Game 1, 3-game set, no score. To name the only Oriole to win AL MVP who does not bear the name Ripken or Robinson. You can text the answer 29292. Your chance to win an autographed prize pack from Masson. Brought to you by Care First, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Live fearless with a name trusted for over 75 years.
It's like a Star Wars name.
It was Yule Plow was his name. That's the one who won that MVP, right?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
If you say it fast enough, it really kind of rolls off your tongue. Well, everything rolls off your tongue.
Well, that's true.
Mine,
Thank God for that.
I would have to say it very quickly.
Here is Matt Wieters. Matt with Hardy and Alvarez to follow. There's Archer. They'll miss down low with that one. Wieters a strikeout victim his first time up. 4 combined hits, 2 on each side of the board. 2 left on base for each team. Pitch taken inside. The Rays had a leadoff man on once. So have the Orioles with Alvarez's double in the second inning, but they could not move him around. The first 2-0 count we've had in the game. And the Wieters will take it up high. So Archer falls behind on him here. Leadoff batter 3-0.
Never know in a 0-0 game if he doesn't have the green light.
Taking.
Yep. Just make your pitch, and also the type of game where lead off walk, bloop double, make a big difference.
Orioles 8th in the league in walks. We just not going to get one there though, and the count goes full.
Yeah, 91. That wasn't a changeup. He's thrown changeups at 91. That was just to get me over fastball.
Tampa Bay pitchers have walked the second fewest, and a little roller down to first.
Yeah, but it was foul.
Home plate umpire making the call while everybody tries to make a play.
Well, he was trying to. Chris Archer's trying to get to it before it gets into foul territory, but it was already in foul territory, and then pick it up and tag him. There we go. Get him. Yeah, no, it didn't. And then
hit him in the bag.
And all Steve Pearce says, I do not want to get run over by Matt Wieters.
Paul Nard, home plate umpire, was running, trying to catch up with everybody, pointing and saying foul, foul, foul. But nobody was listening.
Well, you can't wait too long. We've seen Manny do that on a number of occasions where you're the spin, figuring out going to throw him at it anyway. Might as well let it go. That was if you waited too long. Matt Wieters, who's not that fleet of foot, was going to beat it out.
And the pitch will go to second. Good jump though by Pierce. Forsythe makes the catch. Pierce, the first baseman, set up a little screen for him as the ball went by.
What was that movie with Woody Harrelson, White Man Can't Jump, starring Woody Harrelson and Steve Pearce? What was that? What? Oh.
And Steve Wood, he's smiling over there.
I thought about going up for it. Maybe I did.
I'm not sure I looked down. The ground was still there. J.J. Hardy, strikeout victim. Good comeback by Archer on Wieters, though. 3-0, then gets the pop out. Hardy will have a little extra shave here. Up and in on him, a 1-0 count. Archer hasn't hit anybody. He does have 3 wild pitches on the season. JJ will take the strike. Hardy with a 5 for 15 off the 27-year-old right-hander. One. AJ will foul that one back.
Yeah, getting a few more hittable pitches as we get into the 5th, and the reason I say that, the ball's up. I mean, the first fastball right down the middle, that was a hanging slider. Again, this is not Camden Yards. Ball doesn't carry as much, even though, of course, in batting practice seemed to be carrying. But this is Archer and Gausman time.
1-2 delivery on the way, and that one popped up first base. Pierce, he's got it. So 2 away on a couple of pop outs here in the 5th inning. And let's take a look at our American League leaderboard, brought to you by Coons.com. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. See, as a starting pitcher, talking about this earlier, the lowest run support for the Orioles, Kevin Gausman at 2.96. You're not going to win him any games there. Jared Weaver, Scott Feldman. You got to get up over that 3-run mark, because usually 4 is the number that makes the difference in a ball game.
Yeah, Archer for his career is 391, and last year it was maybe a little bit under 4 runs a game, which is still low. I mean, like we said, they struggled for runs here in Tampa Bay. They scored 3.98 last year.
Pedro Alvarez 2 down. He had a double his first time up. Wallops that one to right field. Souza looking up, and right off the top of the wall. It's in play. Trying to go for 2. The throw. Not in time. 2 doubles for Alvarez. 1 to left and 1 to right.
Yeah, slider to left, and then he just rips a fastball, and boy, it just missed a home run by about 18 inches to 2 feet. Let him get on top of this one. And against it was just going to turn around. He makes a good throw. He probably throws him out, but he kind of gets it down on the turf. Still gets there. You can see Miller trying to put the tag on him.
Kevin Cash is coming out. I mean, he clearly doesn't want to call the home run.
No. Let's change that double into a home run. Maybe they could have a technical problem, so
it's got to be above that yellow
right
line.
Right off the padding, so the ball's in play. But see, does he come off? No. And of course, you could see the second base umpire, Chris Conroy. He waited. With the new rules the way they are, with the instant replay and all that, you got to sustain the tag. But the umpires are learning that too.
They wait on their call to make sure. So Alvarez 2 for 2, 2 doubles, 2 down. Here's Jonathan Schoop. Schoop lined out his first time up and wanted that one again.
Yeah, he had a rocket, but right at Forsythe, the second baseman.
We are in a scoreless ball game. Orioles now with 3 hits to the 2 put up by the Rays. Jonathan Schoop 2 for 11 in these situations. Orioles have not had a runner to third base. Nobody has. That one will be fouled off down the line. A little late on the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And Alvarez back to second. Where the Orioles hope what we're seeing tonight from Alvarez is the beginning. He has struggled. He's got that kind of power, and a couple of doubles, 1 each way. Good sign.
Yeah, only been up 37 times coming into the night, so he gets a couple of at bats.
0-2 count. Archer over the top, gets him swinging. Tag put on just in case. 8 strikeouts for Archer. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Base runner left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's scoreless. Port PNC for the achiever in you. We have heard the name Mike Yastrzemski over the last couple of years.
Well, I certainly know his grandfather. Wore me out. But you can see, doing pretty much what he's done. AA Bowie, again over 300. He's had years where a lot of triples. One year, he had 10 triples, 14 home runs. So a solid player. Of course, his dad was a left-handed hitter, and he's a right-handed hitter.
Umpires are on the replay system phones talking to New York. We have to surmise there may be a problem for Tampa Bay in their replay system. We don't know, but they went over to talk to Buck Showalter about it. Ron Cowper is the crew chief. Scoreless ball game, bottom half of the 5th inning. Brad Miller leading it off. Gosman's pitch is popped off the end of the bat foul. Miller picked up a double. One of the 2 hits for the Rays, the other the Pierce base hit. Souza and Kiermaier to follow.
He had a nice at bat, and of course his batting average went up 17 points because it started at 115, and he fouled off pitch after getting behind 0-2 and finally got a curveball that he doubled up the alley in left center.
Tampa Bay really hoping they can get the offense going. You look at their offensive numbers, and it's kind of scary for them as a team. That pitch is going to catch the inside corner, and he's gone, and that's strikeout number 7 for Gosman.
Yeah, that's not even in on the corner. It just appeared because he's looking away and away. Wieters is sitting away. This ball pretty much, as he has to reach back, almost goes down the middle of the plate. He just freezes on it. And caught right in front of the eyes of Paul Newert.
Steven Souza Jr. coming up. He grounded out third base first time up. But I know I'm going bad.
Well, Kiermaier down. I mean,
wow.
he's back there, and you think you're in a safe place. And
put it out there, he said. Put it out there. There's no safe place.
Well, he is a platinum gold glove outfielder, so you can bring your glove to the on-deck circle. It works.
No matter where you stand, it'll find you. The 0-1 delivery is a strike. I mean, we never see anybody in the on-deck circle anymore. That white circle there. The players always move closer to behind home plate because it usually is safer. Usually. That's a big word. 0-2 the count. And the pitch to him is going to be up high. Souza.
I think that if I was pitching and a guy was actually timing my pitches, that might annoy me. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that gives you an advantage.
I understand.
It's all right to stand there.
1-2 delivery inside. Well, the Bob Gibson story, and I asked Bob about this, to which he was, well, he had a funny response. He threw it a guy in the on-deck circle for shadow swinging. Yeah, he threw it at him in a game. Guy was in the on-deck circle trying to time him. Bob just threw it. Couldn't wait for him to get to the box. 2-2 delivery on the way, and the pitch is down low.
Yeah, trying to stay in and trying to get him out on breaking balls. He rolled over it the first time, and now, because Steven Souza Jr. has got some strength. We saw that yesterday. Home run to right field, Yankee Stadium. Hanging slider on his 27th birthday to the left field.
Pretty good birthday celebration. And
just
missed. Gosman couldn't believe it. He thought he had him. First walk of the ball game by either team.
That ball pretty much right down the middle of the plate. Newert's had such a big strike zone. He just freezes on this. Well presented by Matt Wieters. Must have been low, because it's certainly over the plate. And it's not where you catch it. It's where it's, at least supposedly, in reference to where the kneecaps are, where your hitter's standing.
So with one down, Souza's on. Kiermaier, a strikeout victim, his first time up, will draw. Manny Machado in at third base with one away. Try and take away the bunt attempt for a base hit. Pitch is in there for a strike. Kiermaier wants to say, wait a minute, it's the same pitch Souza just walked on.
Might even been lower. Of course, he's trying to look for a ball, and not easy to do, but get something he can just hook with less than 2 outs into right field.
Scoreless game. Machado stays in at third base. 0-1 delivery on the way off the fist. For Kiermaier during the hit streak, 6 games. He's had 8 hits and his last 23 at bats. He's been working in the lineup all 16 games, and all of them have been as the number 8 hitter in center field for Kiermaier. Souza's not getting a big lead at first. This ball club's stolen 8 bases, 8 for 14, not a running ball club. Gausman with a long set, 0-2 delivery on the way. Wieters takes the throw down to first to get the runner back. Talking about Tampa Bay's offense or lack thereof, they're hitting only .227 as a team, but they've held opponents down to .236. Tampa Bay's been outscored by just 2 runs, 67-65. So it's a typical kind of season early on for Tampa Bay. Tight ball games. Gausman trying to work away, wouldn't go after it. 2-2.
Well, that's what they do, and you know, they're treading water. They're going to get Alex Cobb back, who can be a premier starter coming off Tommy John surgery. Chase Whitley also, they're pretty much was traded from the Yankees. Brad Boxberger apparently got a good report, so he'll go out and do rehabbing. He's their closer.
2-2 delivery, runner not going. Swung at and looped to center. Adam Jones comes in and puts it away, and there are 2 down. Souza goes back to first base. Well, on Sunday, May 8th, your family has a very special opportunity to take the field at Oriole Park and create some great memories. Part of the Mother's Day celebration. This is the session of catch that'll take place prior to the O's taking on Oakland at 1:35. You can find out about packages that include game tickets and on-field access. Portion of the proceeds benefit the Orioles Charitable Foundation. That's Orioles.com/catch. Casali up, strikeout victim his first time up, 2 down. No score here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out walk. Souza over there at first base. Has to hustle that one in with his hands. Got to the bag ahead of the tag by Davis.
Yeah, stole 12 bases last year. Kiermaier with 18. Kind of ball club, if you don't hold him, he may run.
Pitch is a really ill-timed swing. He just was not ready for that pitch. 0-1.
Well, it looked to me that Curtin said, okay, I'm not going to swing, but I already did. And that's the amazing thing. You got 2 pitchers. We've seen Gausman hit 99, Archer 97. You got to get the bat started, and sometimes it's impossible to stop it.
And that certainly was the case there. 0-1 count. Casali again. Gausman went up there. He wouldn't go after it. With Tampa Bay last year, Casali 38 games, only 100 at bats. He hit .238. Do a bit more catching this year if they need it to prevent other teams from running. 27-year-old out of Walnut Creek, California. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Souza steps off an extra half step at first. 1-1 pitch on the way, and a towering pop up again. And keep an eye on this one. It'll come down just out of reach on the back of the dugout of the Rays.
Now you had 3 potential catchers. You had Wieters, you had Davis got over there very quickly, and Kevin Gausman.
You have to do that here, right, Jim, because everywhere when the ball's in the air, players have to help one another and assume their teammate doesn't see it.
Yeah, you know, if you ever take your eye off it with the dome, it's hard to pick up. And if you never saw it in the first place, it's almost impossible to be running, and kind of like the old Metrodome, where the Twins had a distinct advantage because they seemed to be able to adapt a little bit better to it.
Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Casali worked Gausman hard. Gausman got him first time up. Doing it again here. 1-2 throw over. Kevin up to 77 pitches thrown in the ball game. Looks strong in his debut for the Orioles. Steven Souza Jr.'s backed up a half step. Now we'll walk it off a little. Casali waiting for a 1-2. Runner not going, and the pitch up.
Well, Mike Bartik always talks about getting your good secondary leads, and then when you have speed like Souza Jr., that's what you want to do. Casale's been up 37 times, 19 strikeouts, but he does have home run power.
Two and two. Gosman's pitch just misses, went downstairs with that one. So now with 2 away, runner takes off.
Yeah,
Kevin Gausman a lot of times settling himself down, turning towards center field, looking out before he comes back to pitch.
Yeah, Chris Davis is going to tell him, I'm going to be off the bag a little bit. I'll play in front of the runner. So it cuts the lead down a little bit, but 3 and 2, you know he's running. Big advantage if you get a gapper.
Gausman ready, 3-2 delivery. Casale rips it. That's going to be a base hit towards the corner. Rickard going over to get it. Coming around third base, Souza's going to be waved home. Throw to the second relay man, not in time. And Tampa Bay goes on top.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. If you don't go 3 and 2, he's not running any. Even though he has good speed, there is no way to score. Because Rickard gets to it pretty quickly. Actually overthrows the first cutoff man. You can see right there, throw a little bit high. And then the belated throw to home plate. And the Rays take a 1-0 lead.
Casale gets his 4th RBI. And Souza was the walk, wouldn't you know it? 1 walk has been surrendered in this game, and it has been transformed into the only run on the board. So Casale with the RBI. Wieters will go out. Talk with Kevin Gausman. Nobody up in the Orioles bullpen.
Oh, you like to see this because, again, you're giving up the first run. Don't want this inning to get out of hand. And the way Archer's pitching, 2 runs would be that.
Leadoff batter, Forsythe, with the runner on at second base. Forsythe has gone 4 for 7 in these situations. Runners in scoring position early on. Tonight he has grounded out and struck out. Hit number 3 for the Rays, drives in run number 1. Big lead at second. Casale, Orioles not trying to hold him. And the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. So Logan Forsythe will get the opportunity. He is 4 for 7 against Gausman with a home run. See how nobody's out there at second base defensively. Orioles don't want to squeeze the middle on Forsythe. So short and second stay back. That one in the dirt. Wieters scoops it. The Orioles getting a little bit of what they have done to other teams here in this inning. The Orioles have been the ones this season that have picked up walks, gotten the big 2-out RBI hits, and that's exactly what Tampa Bay's done here in the 5th.
Well, Souza Jr. last year he struck out 144 times. He didn't walk a whole lot because he was first year in the big leagues.
2-0 delivery. Oh, mercy. Out of the way of that one. He is headed down to first base. He may have made that call. He started out before Paul North, the home plate umpire, said anything.
Might have got the front shoulder as he turned. That's the way you want to do. Turn into it. And right there, he just kind of turns away. Might have grazed that left shoulder.
That will bring Dave Wallace out. Ooh. Just nicked it on the way by. Orioles bullpen now will stir. Now they've got a well-known commodity coming to the plate, former Oriole Steve Pearce. Well, they discuss what they're going to throw here to Steve with Casale on at second, Forsythe at first, and 2 down. Pearce has already picked up a base hit, 1 for 2. So big out needed here with a score of 1-0. Pearce obviously always a tough out, 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position this year. Orioles will play him to pull in the infield. And he goes after the first pitch and helicopters it back.
Yep. But he's able to get it in just enough. really good high ball hitter. And again, he's a real good high ball hitter with power. He doesn't hit too many balls straight away. The ability to pull the ball shorter parts of the park. That's what we saw him with the Orioles.
Kevin Gausman takes a look back at second. 0-1 delivery on the way to Pierce. Again, got jammed a little bit. Pierce in his new home here at the Trop. Career .275 hitter in this ballpark. Good number. He's had 7 home runs here. This is the 30th game that he's played in his career here in St. Pete.
I think the opening series last year he hit 2 in 1 game here. Down the left field line, kept him fair.
Gausman ahead on the count 0-2. Runners off first and second. Pierce will take it. Wieters will block it.
Yeah, that breaking ball, able to throw it for strikes early. A little bit more of a struggle. The thing about Kevin Gausman, a lot of young pitchers, as you get the third time through the order, the numbers go up. Last year he was, what, 286 early, 243 the second time, and 200. Amazingly, for a young pitcher, low number. 1 out of every 5.
One and 2. In the dirt again. Wieters again able to scoop it up. Matt's played at times here more like a first baseman than a catcher. So he's had to use that webbing of that glove to make stops.
Yeah, I think you're seeing the fatigue factor here.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not only, not that he's tired, but the scoreboard, it's a tough game. Archer's been that good. Nothing to this inning. A walk and then a ball. He got up to Casale, who he hit the double. And still in trouble.
Bullpen just now starting to throw for the Orioles. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way. Good eye on a pitch breaking down and away. So another chance for the runners to be off on this 3-2 count. Casale at second. Forsythe at first. Brian Mattis just starting to throw in the bullpen. Got Longoria waiting, hoping for an at bat, but there are 2 down. So for Kevin Gausman, here's a big pitch. Three balls, 2 strikes. Runners go. Pierce takes. The ball gets away. Gausman's got to come in to cover. Wieters will get there and hold the runner at third base. So a walk to Pierce, and clearly for Gausman, the needle in the tank is closer to empty than full.
Well, you want to be perfect. It's 1-0. You're trailing. Bounces the curveball. This inability this inning to get that pitch over. Been so good through the first 4.
Kevin Gausman is going to have to do battle with Evan Longoria. He has struck him out twice in this game. Longoria is 6 for 20 against him with a home run. Bases are loaded. Casale third with a double. Forsythe hit by a pitch. Pierce with a walk.
And how about the Rays? 4 for 11 with the bases loaded this year.
Big chance. Longoria will take it up high for a ball. Right now, even finding the strike zone for Kevin, it is wandering on him here in the 5th inning. 1-0 count. 3 salamis for Longoria in his career. More games against the Orioles than any other Ray. His 128th. 1-0 pitch on the way. In the air. Right center. Trumbo. He's got it lined up and puts it away, and Gausman works his way out of it. But a run will score on a hit. The bases are left loaded. Our Chevy do-ups, Rickert, Machado, and Jones. Tampa Bay up 1-0. Cleveland traded a player who would be traded for himself. Harry Cheedy was traded to the Mets for a player to be named later. That player to be named later was Harry Cheedy. Mets sent him back on June 15. More on that in a minute. 1957, the MLB adopted a rule. That's not this long ago. Runners used to be able to interfere with batted balls when they were base runners. Used to be able to touch it, knock it away if they could. So they had to come up with a rule because that was what was being done. Do you believe that?
No, I don't.
That was true.
Look.
Now, let me get. We'll talk about that in a moment. But I got to get back to Harry Cheedy. That is Dom's father, the Orioles bullpen coach.
Was it like a audition? I mean,
well, I don't know.
I got to ask him about that.
Player to be named later, and it ended up being him. And so that's Dom's dad. Dom, of course, is the assistant pitching coach, bullpen coach. There he is on the right, down in the bullpen area, and Harry was his dad involved in that deal on this date. Between innings, Ochoa came over to talk to his starter. Look at me. Look at me. Tell me. We'll see. In the air to the gap, right center field by Rickard. He hit it hard. It'll be chased down. Boy, Kiermaier can cover a lot of territory.
Well, he won the Gold Glove, and then the best of the Gold Glovers gets the Platinum Glove. Manny Machado did it a couple of years ago. He makes his play easy. Now you can see his position. He's over here already, so all he's got to do is run there. Well, I don't mean all he has to do, because not too many guys could do that.
And catch
he
it.
does make it look pretty routine. The ball slicing away from him.
Long way to go. So one away here in the 6th inning. Manny Machado is struck out, grounded out. Machado goes after the first pitch. Take a look at our Jeep Inside the Numbers. Players who are getting on base a lot. We just saw Eric Hosmer in Kansas City, and Manny Machado's right there with him. 26 and 22 consecutive. Mauer, Brock Holt of Boston, reaching base consecutive games. Little bit away. Manny Machado be followed by Adam Jones. 1 ball, 1 strike count. They give Manny the second base hole, move that second baseman over. Started to go in 1 up high. And the count will go to 2-1. It's a ball club in a ballpark that Manny has not hit well in or against. 219 lifetime against the Rays. 171 his batting average here at the Trop. 2-1 delivery by Archer. He'll be out of play.
Well, it's a big park. They pitch well, and of course if you pitch well and you have pitchers over the years, whether it's David Price now with the Red Sox, or Wade Davis, he obviously a better reliever than he was a starter, but you can usually pitch in defense if you make quality pitches. And Tampa with Jim Hickey as their pitching coach, they prided themselves on having these type of arms. Whether it's James Shields, his last start, he struck out 15 Orioles. He's a free agent. Matt Garza. In fact, Archer came over for the Matt Garza trade from the Cubs.
Pitching has been their livelihood here. 3 ball, 2 strike count on Manny, and Machado drills that one to left field. It stays up, and it's caught. Jennings. Ball was a rising line drive. He almost ran under it. Smiles because he caught it.
Well, that's 2. Trumbo hits his ball real hard. Kiermaier runs it down. Hanging slider right here. Got a center fielder playing left field. Toughest play probably is the low line drive. Tough to read, but then again, Jennings, very athletic outfielder when he's healthy.
And there are 2 away on hard hit balls. Adam Jones stands in. Adam is grounded out, struck out. Longoria, a fine play on Adam last time up. And the pitch is taken down low for a ball.
So now, as you mentioned, 2 for 22, 0 for 2, 2 for 24. I get nervous when guys are that way, especially when they're good hitters. Figure sooner or later, they're going to get you.
It's the old they're due, and there's one for Adam. That'll be a base hit into center. Kiermaier up with it, just his 3rd hit in 25 at bats now off Archer. Well, for every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support the Be More for Healthy Babies. Orioles 55 walks, $2,750. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Orioles get a man on. Rays lead it 1-0. That's hit number 4 for the O's. Comes with 2 down and brings Davis to the plate. Chris has struck out twice. Shift on, pitch to him at the knees, taken for a strike.
Well, the first 2 times up, similar results, a couple of strikeouts, but he has had pitches to hit. Balls out over the plate, middle of the plate, maybe thigh high, belt high.
Archer a look over and lob toss. Davis coming in tied for second in walks in the American League. Josh Donaldson is the leader. Chris Davis tied with Jose Altuve in free passes with 17. Orioles have both Davis and Machado in the top 5 in walks. 0-1 count. Showed bunt, has that at third base side entirely open with Longoria moved way over. Pitch though was out of the strike zone. 1-1. And again another situation where in effect Tampa Bay saying, you want to bunt, go ahead.
Well, 1-0 ball game with the guy that's led the American League in home runs 2 out of the last 3 years. Be my guest.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Davis fouls it back.
And I suppose with Mark Trumbull waiting on Dak, who's red hot, that would be a great play if he was successful. But if he popped it up, kind of like trying to steal third base with Chris Davis at the plate. One of those kind of plays.
One of those.
If you make it, it's great. Fine. If you don't, you're going, why did I do that? Twice.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way to him, and that's way up high. So Archer wanted to give him something that he might have gone after, but that wasn't even close.
Yeah, I think pitching up and in the lefties is not one of his strengths. He can get in, but it's usually with a slider. And he's going, okay, where can I go and still have the ball end up in the ballpark.
2-2. Jones off first base and a swing and a miss. That's where he went down low, right off the plate. 9 strikeouts for Archer. Remains 1-0 Rays.
Kevin Gausman, the real deal tonight here in Tampa. Back from the disabled list early on. Longoria down on a really good breaking ball. Kiermaier can't catch up with a high fastball. Casale checks his swing. Another strikeout would end up with 7. Forsythe down on strikes. And Longoria again the second time. Dickerson. And then Brad Miller. So there it is. Again, pitched well. A walk and a double. That was the only run. A lot of strikes. It looked like he got a little fatigued. And again, and then our Twitter chatter, Kevin Gausman is pitching tonight probably exactly the way the Orioles hoped on the day they drafted him. Dominant stuff.
Buster Olney at ESPN. And
yeah, not probably.
Not probably. Exactly. Unfortunately leaves the ball game. trailing. Brian Mattis, the left-hander, on. And a big swing by Dickerson, who's 0 for 2.
Well, a left-handed specialist, and he will face Corey Dickerson. 44% fastball, sliders, occasional curveball. Third of an inning, and again a hit and a walk in Kansas City.
Dickerson at 268 off lefties last year, 315 off right-handers. And we'll take the pitch down low for a ball. So Gausman is out, and the Orioles turn to their bullpen. Try and shut out Tampa Bay and find a way to get a couple of runs in this tight 1-0 ball game. Orioles pen, of course, has been just outstanding. They are second in ERA, 1.72 for the Orioles pen. Second fewest home runs allowed as well. Brian Mattis's pitch will be taken outside.
So it doesn't tell us who number 1 was, but maybe Kansas City.
Yes,
I would think.
Kevin Gausman, obviously, still like to be in there or left with the lead.
Well, the important thing when you're in April is, are you healthy and you'll be able to pitch 5 days from now?
The answer to that, yes.
Yeah, and that's all you really. Obviously, like that team gets you, like the Royals or the Rays did yesterday, got 5 in the first. That would be nice, but that didn't happen. Really pitched well.
Brian Mattis, of course, coming back in Kansas City off the DL. He's made 1 appearance. 3 ball, 1 strike count on Dickerson with Jennings on deck. Over the top, got the strike. Dickerson turns away, 3-2.
Yeah, gutsy little 3-1 slider to a very, very strong hitter. And once you're able to do that, Gary, I mean, how would you possibly be able to guess here? I mean, you just got to look for the ball, hope he doesn't make a good pitch, and if you're Brian Mattis, you just want to execute another slider. To throw at 3-1, you'll throw at any count.
Dickerson's faced him only once, 0 for 1. 3 ball, 2 strike delivery, takes it. And a walk. And a leadoff walk here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Take a look at the Orioles' upcoming schedule, brought to you by Mile One Automotive, offering you 20 convenient locations throughout the Baltimore area. Visit them in store or online at mile1.com.
Yeah, so the Rays and then the mighty White Sox came into tonight leading the American League Central. 13 wins, 6 losses.
Already discussion in Chicago, I saw today, of World Series North and South. Starts early, doesn't it? Oh, why not have fun with it?
Well, most people think the Cubs were maybe the favorite team in the National League.
Yep, they're up 3.5 over the Cardinals, 14-5. White Sox the half game ahead of Kansas City. Jennings has popped out and grounded out. 0-1 delivery on the way, and that one's going to be foul back.
Yeah, a couple of good fastballs from Brian Mattis. First one right on the corner.
Jennings 1 for 2 against him.
Yeah, Tim Beckham
waiting on deck to pinch hit. Runner on at first, leadoff runner on. Second time in the ball game, Rays have had a leadoff man on base. That ball blooped to Scope. He's got it. Quick throw, not in time. Good play by Davis to snatch that behind the runner's ear. Jennings retired.
Gary, they always talk about exit velocity. Well, when you get jammed, that ball didn't exit very quickly. But it's almost like slow motion. I mean, it's a jam shot, and the ball's got a little bit of a side movement on it. Dickerson saying, well, no, is it going to fall? No, it isn't. I better get back.
And did. So Beckham comes to the plate as a pinch hitter. Beckham on for Miller, who had a double and struck out. 1 down, runner on at first. The right-handed batter in against Brian Mattis. And the pitch will miss for a ball. Beckham last year 236 off lefties, only 206 off right-handers. He will come in to pinch hit for the second baseman. Here's Tampa Bay leading 1-0, trying to put another run up and take advantage of the leadoff walk. 1-0 delivery. Fastball by Mattis will miss inside, up to 92 on that one. Ryan expected to get lefties and righties out. Ramirez, Romero, Righty lefty in the bullpen for the Rays. 2-0 delivery. Ball in the air to center field. Jones got a good jump on it. Adam gets there and puts it away. Beckham's retired. 2 down. It's Worley in the bullpen.
Vanimal. That's his nickname, the Vanimal.
Both a starter and reliever. One of the long men for the Orioles.
Well, Gary, we were talking about the fact that Ryan Flaherty was sent to AAA Norfolk, and I mean, one of the reasons is that, again, you're pitching not where you want. Worley can do a little bit of everything out there. He can start like he did down in Texas. A veteran guy. Doesn't have waivers, so maybe felt they may lose him.
And McFarland did have waivers, but he's another long relief guy, and they only have 2. That one just out of the reach of Hardy. Souza's got a base hit.
I asked Steven, who struggled last year, even though he hit some home runs, did break his wrists, missed 44 games. I said, what's the difference this year? He said, I tried to hit as he hooks one into left, but in spring training, I took every ball the other way. In other words, inside out. It just made me stay on the ball. It looked like so many times when we saw him last year was that he would take third strike. Hardy almost gets to it, but again, he hits it sharply. The ball hooks away and able to get another base hit. So far, he scored the only run with that walk off of Gausman.
Every run in this tight ball game will matter. 1-0 lead here in the 6th inning. Each team with just 4 hits. Kiermaier has struck out and flied to center. 2 on, 2 down. Kiermaier takes that one up and in, and Wieters may have gotten crossed on that one as he came up looking as though that's not what he was expecting.
Yeah, man on second. Maybe a little confusion.
So they get that worked out. He comes back. Rays 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. They left the bases loaded in the 5th inning. 2 on here in the 6th. 1-0 count on Kiermaier. Lefty's delivery. Big times cut right there. 1-1. Kiermaier last year against the left-handers hit .246, .270 off the righties. Just 2 of his 10 home runs came off left-handers. 1-1 delivery to him, up high again. 2-1.
Yeah, I still remember his first year, which would have been 3 years ago. He took Wei and Chin up into the flag court, and Wei in a left-hander. I said, not only can he lefties, he can get the ball a long way. Big, strong. Get 31st round draft choice.
And Brian Mattis misses. So Mattis pitching from behind on these hitters since coming on to work here. Behind on Kiermaier, now 3-1, dangerous
well, in a
situation.
perfect world, Gary, for years, Buck Showalter's wanted Brian Mattis to both get lefties and righties out because it allows him to pitch more often and longer.
3-1 delivery, and they're loaded. He has walked 2, including the leadoff batter. And that'll bring Buck Showalter out, and that will be it for Brian Mattis. He will get 2/3 of an inning in, surrendering the 1 hit, 2 walks, and will be responsible for the 3 Rays on deck. Worley will come on. Casali due up. 6th inning. Tampa Bay up 1-0.
bases loaded, a lot of fastballs, a lot of movement, cutters and sliders. And in his start in Texas, we saw some curveballs. So there are the numbers, the hit per inning, strikeout more than one.
Casale up, takes it inside, sacks full, 2 down.
And there they are, 292. Lefties hitting 200 and about 50-50 as far as ground ball, fly ball.
Casale's seen him a couple of times, 1 for 2. Boy, if these at bats keep getting bigger, the deeper you go into a ball game, obviously, that is 1-0. Here's another chance. They had the bases loaded 5th inning. Couldn't score anything. Longoria flied out to right field. Bases loaded now here in the 6th. Curt Casale, 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside and got him. And that's going to bring a run in. The Worley just catches some of the flannel. And it is a 2-0 Tampa Bay lead.
It doesn't take much. Running fastball. He tries to jump out of the way and it nicks him. Second time. Forsythe got hit early on. There's your 2-seamer. Got some Jersey.
That's all you need. No argument by Buck Showalter. Bases remain loaded. Logan Forsythe hit by a pitch. Pitch will be taken outside for a ball. So a 2-0 lead. RBI. Casale's got 2 RBIs. He's got them both. One picked up with a double and one on a hit by pitch.
And he is still yet to get a hit with runners in scoring position. 0 for 7.
Yeah.
The double with Souza on first.
Forsythe will take that pitch and it is there for a strike. Tampa Bay really grinding out the runs here any way that they will come. Forsythe the 1 for 3 off Worley. Run of course will be charged to Madison. Again, that's a walk. Both runs have been walks. That'll go to short. Hardy's got it. Long throw over to first base. Will be there in time to get Forsythe and retire the side. But kind of a nasty inning from the Orioles' perspective. Leadoff walk, a run, and 2-0. Cricket. Something to smile about. Don't look at me. That's all there is on the card.
I was waiting.
The Rays have the 2-0 lead. Each team with 4 hits. Bullpen active and ready. Righty lefty if needed. But Chris Archer is back out on the mound.
Yeah, he's really pitched well. You can see a lot of fastballs, maybe not as many sliders. Really went to the changeup early, very effective. Came in at what, 0-4. A lot of times you try to win more than one. He's really kept it well in hand. Hasn't gotten ahead of himself. When he's gotten in trouble, Alvarez with the leadoff double, able to get the Royals couldn't advance the runner.
Trumbo's had a base hit and he is flied out. Wieters and then Hardy. Obviously a ball game well within reach. 1-0 delivery on the way is a strike from Archer. Archer has had no walks, 9 strikeouts. Brian Mattis charged with a run on a hit in 2/3 of an inning and 2 walks. No, he becomes the pitcher of record. Well, no, he doesn't. Gausman does. He gave up 1. The Orioles trying to get 1 here as we go into the 7th inning.
Yeah, this game really, when you look at Archer and Gausman, even though Kevin had missed some time because of the shoulder problem coming out of spring training, it's kind of the game you expected.
Yeah,
I mean, Archer's not an 0-4 pitcher. We've seen that. Doesn't mean he's going to beat you all the time, but you better pitch well to beat him. And Kevin Gausman only the 1 run through 5 innings.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Trumbo waiting on it. Strikeout number 10.
So what? That's it. Last year, 9 times, 10 or more strikeouts. High of 15. Take a look at our Mercedes pitch track. This is just a slider that stays up. You think it's going to break, but it gets away enough. Again, that was pitch number 88, so very, very effective.
So Archer, it looks like it's back to the Chris Archer they knew from last year. The way he's pitching here tonight. Here is Matt Wieters. Wieters has popped out, struck out. 6 for 20 off Archer, make it 7 for 21. Over to get it is Kiermaier, and the Orioles will get the potential tying run to the plate here in the 7th inning. The Orioles are going to return home Thursday to begin a 10-game homestand. They take on the White Sox on Sunday. Don't miss the season's next Kids Run the Bases event. Every Sunday home game after the ball game, kids 14 and under get to run the bases. So make it a family day. Get your tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. 1 down, 1 on. Hardy has struck out and popped out. JJ now 5 for 16 off Archer, who has surrendered 5 hits to the Orioles. Which is going to miss for a ball. Close. JJ getting a day off in Kansas City. Looked as though he might have had a bit of a leg problem, but nope. Right back in the lineup here in game 1. 1-0 pitch to him. Hardy will take that on the inside corner.
We've seen a rejuvenated J.J. Hardy. Hurt his left shoulder diving for a ball in the spring. There is the bullpen. Ramirez the righty and Romero the lefty. Hard throwing lefty. And Ramirez the change-up sinker baller.
1-1 delivery on the way to Hardy. Hardy lifts that one. It'll be foul. Out in front of it. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Pitch number 92 will be coming from Archer. He's thrown as many as 106, 105 pitches in 2 games ago and 107 in the opener against Toronto. So he's been up there. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Ground ball to first base. Backhand. Pierce. 1. Relay. First. Oops. Pitcher wasn't on the bag or even close.
Well, and the throw is actually to Archer.
Yeah.
I mean, it is way wide of first base. So again, Pierce got a double clutch, make sure that the foreside the second baseman, and then, I mean, the throw not even close because of the runner.
So they both wanted to cover. Only one can do it. And Kevin Cash out of the dugout. That will be it for Archer. He will leave the ball game responsible for the runner on at first. 2 down here in the 7th inning, and certainly for Tampa Bay fans, Archer leaving with a performance they'd hoped for.
Arsenal. Chris Archer 0-4, trying to win for the first time. A lot of fastballs, less sliders than normal, and the changeup very effective. So Romero will come on, hard throwing lefty. Fastball, average fastball about 96. He could throw a little bit harder, and then a cutter at 90, and then a slider around 84 miles per hour.
So Romero will come on with a runner at first base and 2 down, and the hitter in the lineup who's done the damage for the Orioles, Pedro Alvarez. Alvarez, 2 doubles both times, ended up being stranded at second base. Alvarez now with a runner at first. Hardy, who reached on the fielder's choice. The 1-0 delivery on the way, and a towering pop up again. Almost hit the speakers up there. Lined up at first base, and Steve Pearce in a tough play makes it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 left. 7th inning stretch time. 2-0 Rays. Brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland. Let us show you a good time in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now, OCOcean.com. That is not Ocean City, Maryland. That's the Rays tank.
Yo.
And there are lots in there here at the Trop. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you. That's Worley on the mound, coming on in relief, hitting a batter, then getting the final out. He gets Pierce, Longoria, and Dickerson. Pitch will be taken for a strike, bottom of the 7th inning. Steve Pearce, a base hit, a walk, and he has popped out. Shift on in the infield against him. Started stays back though. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tampa Bay 8-10, starting the day 3.5 games behind the Orioles, who are up 2.5 in the division. That's a strike in the outside corner. Worley gets it there. 3-game set here at the Trop. Orioles 2-0 against Tampa Bay in the 2 games played in Baltimore. 1-2 by Worley. Ground ball too short. Hardy. 1 away in the bottom of the 7th inning. And our Major League Notebook looking ahead. The White Sox, Chris Sale is going to try and go 5-0 as he will be pitching against Toronto tomorrow. Red Sox and the Yankees division play. They haven't met yet. They'll start a weekend series on Friday at Fenway. And Jake Arrieta, the Cubs starter, of course, making all kinds of news. He will be pitching at home on Wednesday night at Wrigley. He is 20-1 with a .86 ERA over that span. I mean, phenomenal in his last 24 starts. Evan Longoria.
Yeah, a lot of wow factor in those numbers.
Yeah.
What's the last couple of innings of the no-hitter the other night? Yeah, there's a little cutter that Evan swings through.
Fooled on that one.
You know, I was reading about the White Sox who do come into Baltimore Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The last 6 starters, the ERA 1.15. So their starting pitch has been terrific.
1-1 delivery will be taken for a strike. A couple of the coaches for Tampa Bay were saying they thought best pitching staff maybe with the Cleveland Indians and the one least talked about this year. 1-2 delivery, and that's going to be taken outside. 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, cut out a I don't remember what newspaper or whatever, but I kind of put it in my baseball bag. They're trying to model themselves after the Mets. You know, with their great starting staff.
That's a base hit into right field. Longoria laying the bat on it. And a one-out single here in the 7th. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles.
A nice approach by Longoria. Hey, we were talking Carlos Carrasco, who is one of those pitchers that you were talking about with the Indians. He's out 4 to 6 weeks with a hamstring.
We were just shaking our heads.
How did he do that? Pitching or covering first base? It's just.
I think it was covering first base. I think that's what I read. Yeah, covering first base. And he just stepped at an angle. Runner on. That will be fouled off. Dickerson has drawn a walk and scored in the 6th inning. A strikeout grounded out. Dickerson is 2 for 2 off Worley with a home run. RBIs picked up by Casale. 1 on a double. 1 on being hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. That's been it. Both runs were put on via the walk. Dickerson got 1. Steven Souza Jr. got the other. Pitch turns inside and just missed.
Yeah, it's a wandering strike zone by Paul Nauert. Strikes that were strikes early. Maybe they shouldn't have been. Now they're not. A little inconsistent.
1-1. Infield double play depth with 1 away. Ground ball towards that side. Scope long throw. 1. Hardy relay. Got him. Good play by the Orioles, turning a quick double play. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 7. Orioles D coming to the cause. Hardy made sure he was on the bag. Game 2 of this 3-game set. Ubaldo Jimenez will take the mound against Jake Odorizzi. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by Jeep, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN. It is a 2-0 lead for the Rays. Checking the lineup card, Buck Showalter, and checking the bullpen, the Rays.
Yeah, Rasmus Ramirez comes in, sinker, slider, great changeup. You can see the breaking ball, the slider and changeup. Very effective ground ball pitcher. Last year won 11 games as a starter. And again this year you could see 4-1 last 2 times. Came in with the bases loaded, and the opposing team didn't score in either one of them.
Jonathan Scope will lead it off for the Orioles. He is 0 for 3 in the ball game, as the Orioles have 9-1-2 up in the order. And he is 0 for 2. He is lined out, struck out. Goes after that one, foul tips it into the mitt. Romero came on, the left-hander, third of an inning. Got the out against Alvarez. Archer, no runs, 5 hits, 6 2/3, no walks, 10 strikeouts. Erasmo Ramirez with the 0-2 delivery and got him.
I tell you, the changeup and the sinker almost look identical, except there's a 10-mile-per-hour difference. And on this changeup, the bottom is going to drop out. You can see, I mean, it's a palm ball almost. I mean, great late movement, down in the zone, perfect 2-strike pitch. You read fastball, and it just doesn't get there as quickly. Way out in front.
So the Orioles piling up the K's. That'll be 11 total in this ball game. Joey Rickard, leadoff batter, wanted to bunt. The pitch was behind his head.
Yeah, over his head.
Tough one to bunt.
He got out of it quite easily. I mean, he really did. I mean, well, check this out. Ball's right at his dome, and he just goes down. Okay, I'm going to bunt. No, I'm not.
1-0 delivery on the way. Shows bunt again. Striking the outside corner. Ramirez worked against the Orioles in Baltimore in the 2 games. He worked 2 innings. Gave up a run on 2 hits.
Yeah, gave up the walk-off by Brett Gardner, 3-2 loss on Saturday.
And that one's going to miss outside. 0 for 3 in the ball game for Rickard. Finished up with an 0 for 3 in that game against Kansas City. 2-1 delivery, shows bunt, drops it, foul.
And he's saying, was he out of the box?
Umpire, home plate umpire Paul North saying no. That'll bring Kevin Cash out.
Boy, it was close.
Asali was sure he was out of the box.
Take a look. Okay, you're in the batter's box. If the ball bounces. Ooh. Couldn't tell from that angle.
Nope. It will stay as a foul ball.
Ball down. Nope, that left foot still in the box. Nice call by Neuert.
Back in with a 2-ball 2-strike count. Ramirez. Rickard goes after it down to third, and that will be foul. Orioles that close. It's only a 2-0 ball game. Each team 5 hits. Orioles just have not been able to get anybody moved around on base. They've not had anybody over to third. Alvarez with the 2 doubles, stranded at second. Archer shutting him down. 2-2 pitch. Rickard toward short. Quick throw is there in time. And there's still time for you to get yourself a membership card to the Orioles Junior Dugout Club. All kids 14 and under. You get your choice of 2 6-game packages. There are great benefits for you. And as always, family and friends can purchase additional tickets for as little as $6 for those Dugout Club games. Go to Orioles.com/Dugout Club. Beckham at shortstop, came on to pinch hit, stayed in for Miller. Chopper hit right out in front of home plate. It'll go to second. Forsythe makes the play. Machado's retired on a pitch. That's that. A 1-2-3 inning. So the Orioles shut out so far 2-0.
A couple of excellent starters tonight. The low-scoring game, 2-0, and why? Because of great defense, nice positioning right there. Davis takes it as Forsythe leads it off with a ground ball, and then Orioles with a chance to score a rocket up the middle, but Forsythe playing right up the middle with the shift, and Scope is out. Adam Jones thinks he's going to have another base hit, but Longo, and then Longoria, Gold Glove winner.
Desmond Jennings goes after the first pitch. Hardy's got it. Makes the play, a pitch and an out. Jennings retired in the 8th.
And those are your Geico game highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote. Good defense. Scoreboard kind of tells the story. That and a lot of strikeouts.
Orioles have not been shut out this season. The Rays have one shutout to their credit. Second at bat coming up for Tim Beckham. Beckham coming on and hitting in the 6th inning, flying out to center field. Bottom half of the 8th inning, and a 2-0 lead. The Orioles in Kansas City were limited in the first game there to 5 hits, which at that point had been their low hit ball game of the season, and then yesterday held to 4 hits, which is their low hit game, and now another game with only 5.
Yeah, only the 1 run yesterday.
Yep. Worley on in relief of Brian Mattis. 2 starters still remain the pitchers of record. Kevin Gausman with a run on 3 hits over 5. Pitched really well, a walk, 7 strikeouts. Archer a little better. No runs, 5 hits over 6 2/3 with 10 Ks. Back on the 0-2 count. Worley's delivery to him. He's gone, 2 away.
Top of the zone, big strikes zone. Beckham, former number 1 draft choice. A lot of number 1 draft choices on this field tonight. This is one of them, and nicely dragged down into the zone. Watch the glove come down from high to a strike. Kind of a subtle move. It's almost like Tim Beckham hasn't been paying attention to the strike zone.
No.
All of a sudden it got big. I don't think that's the case.
2 down, nobody on. Souza walk, scored, single, stranded, and he has grounded out. There are 2 down. We're talking to the bullpens. I was looking here. The White Sox lead the majors in ERA bullpen at 1.51.
Yeah, so it's not the Royals. The Orioles at 172. They're
you know who leads
2.
them? Matt Albers. He has 29 straight scoreless appearances for the White Sox. It's a team record, and 32 straight scoreless innings, which is the longest streak in the majors right now. 0-1 count, 2 down.
So what's the deal? You get traded to Chicago, whether you're Arrieta or Albers, and you become a superstar. What must be the water?
Don't know.
It's the lake. It's a lake effect. There you go.
0-2 count, 2 away, and a swing and a miss. Worley takes care of this inning in a hurry. Retires the side in order, gets a couple of strikeouts. The Orioles got to find a couple of runs as we go to the 9th inning. 2-0 Rays. brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer back at the Trop as we go to the 9th inning. Rays lead it 2-0. The Orioles box score. Not a lot going on there. Alvarez the big night with the 2 doubles, but Orioles have not been able to get the big hit. However, only need to get that runner on again to have the potential tying run at the plate here in the top of the 9th. Adam Jones will lead it off. He has a single. He has grounded out and struck out.
Yeah, and he'll take a look down at third to see if Longoria, who is creeping in, will respect the bunt. Exactly what you said. And there's a 91-mile-per-hour sinker, 4 for 14 lifetime. Because they have action in their bullpen. Davis on deck. He's 6 for 18 with 2 home runs. So if Jonesy can get on.
0-1 delivery, swung on a miss. Ramirez, whether he stays in the ball game or not remains to be seen, has never had a save in the majors. He's had 1 save in the minors.
I wondered if Adam Jones hurt himself again.
It didn't look good.
That's a long. You never see him do that.
Taking a long break.
And the big swing. And then he'll do the circle route to get back into the box.
Yeah, there you go, the wince. That hurts. It's that rib cage muscle area. 0-2 delivery on the way, down low. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
And if you said to Adam, well, don't swing so hard. Well, that's not part of what Adam Jones does.
And it just looked like that's going to be one of those things he's going to play with all year. It'll come and go. Hopefully go more than show up. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Ramirez delivers to him and a little chopper. Pitcher gets the out.
Well, it doesn't keep him from running hard.
1 down here in the 9th inning. And we'll go to the bullpen here. Visit MASNsports.com/CareFirst to vote for tonight's Care First Fearless Player of the Game. Live fearless with a name trusted for over 75 years. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield. Alvarez, is that a big night? That will be it for Ramirez. He's out of there, 9th inning. 1 away. Grabbing the top, trying to stretch those muscles. Talking Richie Mancel's the trainer. Just not going to come out of there. And clearly those ribcage muscles, ongoing problem. Xavier Cedeno.
Yeah, he came over from the Dodgers for cash. Not a hard thrower. Gets people out. You know, kind of a finesse lefty. Tops out about 88. He's got a good changeup and a little slider.
Davis is 1 for 4 against him. Chris has struck out all 3 times to the plate in this game.
Look at the irony there. Lefties, left-handed specialists, they're hitting 364. Righties 100.
And here he is against a lefty. 1-0 count on Chris. Davis will foul that one off, trying to stay away from the golden sombrero in this game.
And then Ramirez had the 3rd best number against lefties in the American League last year. So they say Kevin Cash maybe goes to the bullpen a little prematurely. Well, tonight what he's done is work. But so you bring in a lefty that doesn't get left-handers out and take the righty and say that's enough. That does get him out.
Against the book. Here's the 1-1 delivered to Davis, and a swing and a miss. Cedeno going down and away on that one.
Well, you can be very effective. You've seen Brian Mattis when his velocity is still at 89, when he can kind of like dot the corners. And that pitch was right on the black.
Chris 1 for 14 off lefty so far. Check swing. Bounces away. Did he go? No. He did not foul that off, so that's why Casale was racing to get it just in case. The arch-rival Yankees make their first visit to Oriole Park on Tuesday, May 3, to begin a 3-game weekend series against the Birds. You can help paint the park orange for this battle. Good seats remain. Go to Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. One away, 9th inning. 2-0 lead for the Rays. Davis with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And Chris will foul that one off to stay alive.
Yeah, Cedeno, one of those pitchers that stands right on the first base side of the pitching rubber, and then he kind of steps at you. And he'll get way over there, and probably the toe is heels on the rubber, but the toe is closer to first base. Reception.
2-2 delivery again. Just missed. Casale holding that one for a while. Count is full, 3-2. Cedeno lefties last year hit only 196. 276 for righties. That was last season. So a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Orioles trying to get that potential tying run to the plate with Trumbo on deck. 3-2 delivery on the way. Davis swings and fouls it back. Alvarez on the left scope. Three and 2. Davis kind of flung the bat at it, could fall in, and no! Kiermaier makes the running catch. Had enough hang time for Kiermaier to get there.
Yeah, he plays deep, big ballpark, gets to it easily.
So that will be the out that they wanted from Cedeno. So he'll get his third of an inning.
Yeah, low away slider, and he did throw the bat.
So the Orioles only one out to work with here in the 9th inning as they are trailing it 2-0.
Fastballs, average fastball around 95, 96, occasional cutter, and then even a less occasional changeup. So again, lefties wearing them out. 4 for 8. Righties only 1 for 18. You can see why Kevin Cash brought him in to face Mark Trumbo.
Trumbo goes after one and fouls it back. Mark is 0 for 3 against Colomé. 1 out remaining to work with for the Orioles as they trail 2-0 on the verge of being shut out for the first time this year.
Yeah, Colomé with 30 elite relief appearances last year, 13 starts. Decided maybe better with the power arm out of the bullpen.
3 for 3 in saves so far, and way behind on that one. And the count goes to 2 strikes. Orioles simply not able to get to the pitchers tonight, thrown out there by Tampa Bay. Not yet. Oh, 2 pitch by Colomé is outside for a ball. This is a typical kind of Tampa Bay game in the 9th inning. Tight, not a lot of runs, great pitching. That's what they try and do. That's who they are as a team.
Well, they had their closer with 41 saves last year. Brad Boxberg had the floor injury, so he's going to work his way back. Finally got the okay. So they're going to kind of piecemeal their way through the back end of the bullpen.
1-2 delivery on the way. That'll be inside. That's what they've done in this one. Romero came on, 3rd of an inning, got an out. Ramirez worked an inning and a 3rd, 1 strikeout. Cedeno got the out they asked him to get on Davis. And now Colomé trying to put it away against Trumbo. 2-2 delivery on the way. Grounded towards 3rd. Longoria gets a big hop. And the Orioles are shut out for the first time this year. 9th inning, 3 up, 3 down. A 2-0 win as the Rays pick up game 1. Archer wins it 1-4, gets his first win. Kevin Gausman in his return to the Orioles 0-1, and Colomé is now 4 for 4 in saves. There's your final. The Rays pick up the victory. Final, Rays 2 and the Orioles 0.